What's up guys? So this is a video I've been wanting to do for some time. I'm a big fan of subscription boxes. Geek Fuel and Loot Crate are kind of the big two right now. So this is a comparison video. I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences between these two, and I'm going to unbox them both for you, show you what you get. So let's dive in. So this is the October issue of both of these boxes. I don't know anything about them, but I have been a subscriber to Geek Fuel for some time, maybe 6 months. This is my first Loot Crate, however, so if I'm biased to anything, it's probably Geek Fuel. So before I open them, I want to talk about a few things such as price. Geek Fuel is $23.90 monthly, while Loot Crate is $19.95 monthly, so a little bit cheaper with Loot Crate. Over the course of a year, if you pay monthly, you'll save about 47 bucks with Loot Crate. Another big difference between the two is that with Geek Fuel, you get a t-shirt every single month. Now for me, what that does is it seems it would make Geek Fuel a little bit less risky. You always know you're getting a shirt, and you always know you're getting something that you're going to be able to wear and probably you're going to be able to use. But with Loot Crate, the fact that they don't have to spend that money on a shirt, I could see how potentially that could make it so that it frees them up to get more creative, to give you a bigger item, whereas Geek Fuel has to spend the money to get you a shirt every single time. Another thing Loot Crate has is something called Levelup items, which is actually pretty new for them, and what it is basically an additional item that you can pay extra for on top of your monthly subscription that will come along with it. They have apparel, they have socks, and they have something called accessories that seem to be just geared towards their female audience, and I actually have one right here. I ordered the apparel and I ordered the socks. I'm not sure which one this is, so we're gonna find that out together. So those are the differences on paper, but let's open this up and see what we find. I'm gonna start with the Geek Fuel. This is the one that I feel like I know pretty well what to expect. This is the one I've been subscribed to. Okay, so right on top we have the Geek Fuel magazine. This comes in every issue. It has some information on the stuff you got and also just a bunch of cool stuff. Some pretty long articles. They also tend to put photos of the people who, here we go, photos of the people who unbox their videos on YouTube. They put my photo in one of these one time and it was just the coolest thing to like open it up and see that. But this is a pretty cool read actually. All right, so this is another thing that I don't know if it's guaranteed, but I've seen it in every single Geek Fuel I've opened. This is a downloadable game code and strategy guide apparently for over 9,000 zombies, which is a game I haven't heard of before. But I usually give these codes away on here, and I'll do that today as well. So here we have the code. Let's see if that focuses. And there you go. If you're able to download this game, let me know in the comments what you think. Looks to me kind of like an old school style game based on zombies. Looks pretty cool. Okay, moving on. Oh God. Oh, that's cool. So we have something. It looks like we have an energy drink called Guardianade. That's pretty. And on the cover, it's got the Master Chief. I don't know if you can see that, but I guess this is. Oh, and there's an energy sword as well. So I guess this is in honor of Halo 5, which released yesterday, I believe. It says Energy Sword Citrus Premium Gaming Stamina. Warning, product may cause user to dominate noobs for the rest of time. Please call your doctor for gaming stamina lasting longer than 4 hours. Let's try it. Oh, that tastes like melted Jolly Ranchers. 27 grams of sugar, fantastic. lots of vitamin B12, and caffeine. All right. So if you're getting into Halo 5 this week, this is the perfect drink for you. Oh, cool. So we have a pop vinyl based on Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's pretty hard not to start at least like a small collection of these things, and which I've been doing, and this is cool. I wonder if this is an exclusive. I don't think it's an exclusive. Usually if it's an exclusive, it'll say so on here. There'll be a sticker. So I think this is just one you can buy. Which is a little disappointing, actually. Usually, speaking from experience, if you get something in a Geek Fuel box, there's no other way to get it, which is appealing, I think. Usually they're t-shirts that you can only get through them. They sometimes come with limited edition comics and stuff like that, which is awesome. And it's another reason to subscribe to something like this, because if you don't, you're kind of missing out. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but this isn't an exclusive in any way. This is just something you could buy anywhere that sells these. So that's a little disappointing. But it's a cool guy, and it's going on my shelf. All right. Okay. Not sure what this is. Is this just like a placemat or like a tablecloth? It's got this dude from Star Wars. It says it's a nap. Is this a pillowcase? Oh, it's a pillowcase. Of course. That's cool. Guess you can never have enough pillowcases. Gotta say I wasn't expecting this, but we have a Star Wars pillowcase. So I'm seeing like a space theme or like a futuristic theme going on here with the Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars, and Halo Gatorade. Whew. Okay, moving on. I think, oh, what's this? All right, so we have a Back to the Future sticker. Oh, so you could put this like somewhere on the dashboard of your car, I guess. That might be what they're thinking here. But it's going on my computer because I don't have a car. Because I live in New York City. That's pretty cool. All right, moving on to the t-shirt. Ooh, yeah, so one thing I can very, very rarely, actually no, I've never been able to find fault with the t-shirts in the Geek Fuel boxes. This is awesome. All right, so it's a Space Invader wearing headphones, and it's all like made up of, like the pixels are different game controllers. So I can see we've got the N64 controller, we have the Game Boy Advance, we've got all sorts of like PlayStation, Game Boys, Xbox controllers. This is so cool. I mean, sometimes the shirts are cooler than others, but it's always an A or a B. It's always an A or a B. They do very well with the shirts, and if you like shirts, if you don't like to shop, you want to supplement your wardrobe, this is a good way to do it. And Geek Fuel comes with a shirt every time. And that's everything in the box. At the bottom, oh no, I take it back. We have a Save the Clock Tower pin. I've been amassing a small pin collection thanks to these boxes. Come on, focus. That guy doesn't want to focus, but hopefully you can see it on that camera. It is a Save the Clock Tower pin. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like the pins. You can't go wrong with pins. Okay, we also have, oh, that's cool. We also have what looks like, yeah, so this looks like the exact Okay, so this is like a replica of the paper from the flyer from the movie, the Hill Valley Telegraph, except on the back it says "We love you" instead of "I love you," which is sweet. I don't know where this is going. I don't know what I can. Maybe if you're like a big Back to the Future fan, you can frame this. But this is cool. Like, you know, this didn't cost them anything. They didn't have to like take something out of the box to fit this in. It's a cool little thing. I like that. I like that Geek Fuel does stuff like that. It seems like a cool bunch of people that run that ship. And that's everything. Last in the box though is this. Every box comes with one of these flyers, just giving you a little bit more information on what is in the box, or on what came in the box, which I love because sometimes I don't get the reference, or something goes over my head. So it's nice to just sit back and read this and get some clarity. But with this box, I think I get everything. We got a lot of stuff based on franchises set in the future. We got Back to the Future, we got Guardians of the Galaxy, Halo, which is set in the future, and the Star Wars pillowcase. So at this point, I'm going to set this stuff aside and we're gonna open Loot Crate. All right, so we got the Geek Fuel stuff over there. Let's dive into this guy. One thing I do notice is that Geek Fuel box tends to get a lot more beat up than this one is. I don't know if why that is, if this is just not shipping from as far away or something, or if it's the quality of the cardboard or what. All right, perfect. So this box also comes with a Pop Funko, but, okay, let's take this guy out before I get ahead of myself. So this is a Back to the Future Dr. Emmett Brown Funko, but if you see on here, it says Loot Crate exclusive right there on the front. I don't know if that camera's gonna pick it up or this one, but it's there. It says Loot Crate exclusive. This one doesn't have any sticker on it, which I have to assume means that this is something you can get anywhere. But this, I don't know if it's a specific figure or just a variation on it, but it's exclusive in some way, which is awesome. So look, I will say in Geek Fuel's defense that this is the first item that I think I've ever gotten from them that's apparently not an exclusive. But it's hard not to admit that this is a very clear point for Loot Crate. I think we want our stuff in these packs to be exclusive. It defeats the purpose in a small way if you can just go out and buy this stuff in any store. So having said that, let's move on. So in this pack, it looks like we do have a t-shirt. But like I said, not every Loot Crate will come with a t-shirt. All right, so it looks like this is maybe like a time traveling theme, because we have a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures t-shirt. That's pretty awesome. I don't know when I'm gonna wear all of these shirts with 2 subscriptions, but this is pretty sick. Be excellent to each other. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure characters and images. Copyright. Very cool, very cool. I will, however, give the point to Geek Fuel on this one, because this t-shirt is two-tone, and it's a better design. This is cool because it references something, but I give the point to Geek Fuel. It's a better design. I'd rather have a shirt with a cooler design than something that just references something. I guess this references like game controllers and what is it, Space Invaders. But I like the Geek Fuel shirt better. But I'm not unhappy with this either. So moving on, Back to the Future Part 2 hoverboard 1/5 scale replica. Wow, okay. Let's check it out. What do I do with a 1/5 scale replica of a hoverboard? All right, so this document certifies this 1/5 scale model replica of the Back to the Future 2 hoverboard was created by Quantum Mechanic Inc. under license from Universal Pictures exclusively for Loot Crate. That's what we want. That's what we want. We want stuff, I think we want stuff that is exclusive to these boxes, and this is very clearly states it. So let's check it out. Wow, this is actually a cool unboxing experience. Never thought I'd be unboxing something within a box and be talking about the unboxing experience. But, ooh, this is cool, man. This is cool. I want some like WD-40 to get some of the dust off, but what? That's awesome. That is pretty sick. There's a lot of detail on here. This isn't a toy, it's something that is very clearly intended to go on your shelf for display. But having said that, it works. When I saw the box, I was a little bit skeptical, but this is cool. It's definitely going on my shelf. You can put this on your desk too. It's got this this mirror underneath, which is awesome because the bottom of the board is actually pretty intricate. So you can see the bottom of the board just by looking down. So this would be perfect, just like on your desk or something. Yo, if you're like a Back to the Future fan, if you're like a Back to the Future fan, I hope you're subscribed to Geek Fuel because you're not gonna wanna miss out on this month. And you can't get this thing anywhere else apparently. All right, I'm gonna move on, but I don't want to. This is awesome. Not really anything I can directly compare that to with Loot Crate, with the Geek Fuel, sorry, but it's cool nonetheless. We have another pin. I'll never say no to a pin. So it says Loot Crate, October 2015, time, we love you, and it has a an image of the thing from Back to the Future, the thing that makes the car work, quantum something, I forget. All right, moving on. Let's start with this. Okay, we have something from Doctor Who. It's got a Loot Crate exclusive sticker right on there. So everything in this pack is exclusive. Sonic Spork. Okay, I'm telling you right now, this is gonna be lost on me. It's gonna be totally wasted. I'm not a Doctor Who fan. I haven't gotten into the series. It's nothing against it. I just haven't gotten into it. So this is a Sonic Spork, and I have no idea what that means. If you're a fan of the series, please let me know in the comments if this is something that, is cool or not, because I can't tell. It seems like it's pretty high quality, and I like the fact that it's something you could use. You could actually use this as a utensil if you wanted to. All right, let's move on. There isn't a lot left in here. I think the only thing is this magazine, which I'm not sure what this contains because this is my first Loot Crate. This month's contents, we launch new contest on the 1st of each month at loot.cr/contents, featured looters. Want your photo in next month's issue? Use the hashtag Loot Crate on your photos and we may pick you for our next issue. It's kind of cool. So, some stuff on Back to the Future. So, okay, so apparently they give out a mega crate with all of this crazy stuff in it that somebody gets. That's cool. Doctor Who stuff. Where we're going, we don't need roads. And then some more Doctor Who stuff, a graph. Oh, cool. So you can actually tear this out and it can be a poster or something. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's open up this Levelup bag. Once again, this is not part of what you get for the $19.95. This is an additional thing you can purchase Oh, because you can just tear it. This is an initial thing you can purchase that is totally separate. But it's cool that they offer it for people who want it. Geek Fuel right now doesn't have anything like this, but maybe they will in the future. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Okay, so this is a sweater based on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is Jacob and Evie Fry, I think. Yeah, that's Evie Fry. So this is a new game that came out, I think a week ago, and this is awesome. I'm actually planning on streaming this a little bit, so I'll probably wear this while I stream. It looks super warm, actually. I love it. I love this. This is totally worth it. And look, you couldn't include this in like a standard subscription box because like it looks really high quality. It probably would make it harder to include other quality items. And also it's big, like this is a bulky thing. It would take up most of the box. So it's cool they offer this service. It's a pretty new service, so Geek Fuel could end up offering it as well, or offering something similar. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about the differences between the two boxes. Geek Fuel's a little bit expensive, a little bit more expensive, I think about $4, let me check. So Geek Fuel is $3 more expensive, which ends up being about $47 over the course of a year, which isn't small. That being said, I've been super happy with Geek Fuel. The shirts are great. That's the thing. There isn't a better one. It depends on you. It depends on what you want. It's going to be specific to the individual. If you're the kind of person who is okay once in a while, maybe getting some items that you don't understand or that are from a particular geek culture that you don't subscribe to, I would go with Loot Crate, because the thing about that is with this sort of thing, I'm not a fan of everything. Nobody's a fan of everything. You're gonna get stuff that that you don't understand or that doesn't particularly excite you, like this spork. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I don't watch Doctor Who, so I don't know what this is in reference to. But you're also going to get stuff that really hits home for you and that is awesome. So if you're more risk averse, I would go with Geek Fuel, because you're going to get a t-shirt every single time. You're going to get something that you can use every single time. Because you're going to get a shirt and you can wear that shirt and it's not going to go in a bin in your attic. However, the potential with Loot Crate is that they don't include a shirt, so they're potentially able to spend that money on something really cool that maybe Geek Fuel isn't able to. They're able to take more risks, I think, because they don't promise to include a shirt every time. So if you want to take that risk, I say go with Loot Crate. However, if you want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth, go with Geek Fuel, because you'll get a shirt every time. I think I've belabored that point, but that's what I think. Obviously, if you want the best of both worlds, your only option really is to just get both, like I have. But anyways, guys, I want to hear what you think. What do you think of these two boxes? What do you think of the Geek Fuel versus Loot Crate thing? Why don't you post in the comments, Geek Fuel or Loot Crate? Tell me who you thought won this exchange. Also, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and I'll keep you up to date with all sorts of new fun stuff. But for my subscribers, for those of you who have made it all the way to the end of this video, I have a question for you that I've been struggling with a little bit, asking some friends, some fellow YouTubers, their opinion of it. But to tell you the truth, who I really want to hear from is the guys that make it to the end of these videos, the guys and girls that subscribe to my content, who care about these videos. I want to know if this is something you're interested in, because primarily my channel is a tech review channel. I'm trying to focus really on consumer technology, on that sector. And I like doing the Geek Fuel videos, I like doing these unboxings, but I worry that it pisses off the people who watch these videos and expect a certain thing. So I want to hear from you genuinely. I want to know what you think, and tell me honestly in the comments if you can. It would help me a lot while I make this decision about whether or not to narrow down the content that I cover. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.